right, what I got for y'all today is find the odd int, short for integer, from Codewars, and this is a Python exercise. So here we are, given an array of integers. Of course, once again in Python it is a list, given a list of integers. Find the one that appears an odd number of times. There's always going to be only one integer that appears an odd number of times. Looking at examples, a list consisting of only 7 should return 7 because it occurs one time. And again, you're returning the value that appears an odd number of times. 0. Of course, if you have a one element list, of course, that's what you're going to return, that one element, because that's one time. 112, the 2 occurs an odd number of times because it's one time. 0101, oh yeah, the zeros in this one occur 3 times. Yeah, there's always going to be at least one that occurs an odd number of times. Looking at this list, it's 4 because 4 appears one time. So you got to kind of peruse the list and see which value occurs an odd number of times. Pretty simple idea, and really the implementation of this is pretty simple as well. Going to show you 2 ways to do it. Let's strap it in and let's go. I have no idea what I mean by strap it in, but it is a good, clean, whatever. No dirty minds out there. Alrighty, so I'm going to go through and find a value with a number with an odd number of occurrences. I had trouble getting that out. So yeah, the natural thing is to loop through this thing and count the accumulation of values. Before doing that, a way to reduce the number of iterations, I think, is going to be to create a set out of the values. So I have a set of unique values from the list, and I will loop through those unique values, and then from those unique values, get the counts of the values in the original list, and if and when, or it's not going to be an if, it'll be when, when I have an odd number of values or odd number of occurrences, that is what I will return when I will return my value. If you can follow that madness that I just said. If you can't, you're going to see the code soon, so bear with me. I'm going to create a set. And this is to get unique values from my original list. The original list is called SEQ, I guess sequence. So now I've got unique values. I'm going to iterate through those unique values and then look for, really get the count of the occurrences in the original list. Looping through unique values using a for each loop, and then I'm going to get the counts in the original list. But what I can do is package this in a conditional if statement and say if the count of this value is an odd number of counts or occurrences, return it. That's really what you need to do as far as this exercise, so I can just do that. If I'm going to call the count function on the original list. If the count of this value is odd, and you get odd, you find odd by creating a Boolean expression with modulo 2 and if it equals 1, because an odd number divided by 2 will produce a remainder of 1, so we're going to check for that. If the remainder is 1, we're going to return that value because we found our value. Yeah. And that might be it. Guaranteed to have an odd value, so I don't really need to check for the situation of not finding an odd value. In a normal production scenario, of course you would, but this ain't production. Yeah, I think I can just run this one or try it out. And it works, and it works. Good, good. Impressive. It's like Mortal Kombat or something. Shout out to Mortal Kombat. Boone and Tobias, what's up? I watched that Midway documentary recently that came out on YouTube. That is a good one. If you haven't seen that, check it out. All about Midway, like the trials and tribulations, like the come up and then the heyday and then the takedown. So, or not takedown, but like, you know, they kind of went by the wayside because, you know, arcades went out and then the home market is kind of, you know, I guess maybe for them wasn't so good. But at least Mortal Kombat is still going. Enough of that. Get back to what I'm doing here. So the first version of this works, and so here's your first version, dudes and dudettes. Now I'm going to do a version that is all about condensing, list comprehension style. So got that, and I'll do this one. This list comprehension one, I'm going to list comprehension definitely isn't necessary because I'm going to be returning a single integer. So really nowhere do you really need to create a list. I'm simply doing the comprehension to do this on a one-liner. And I'm sure there's another way to do it. Maybe if you got another way to do it without, if you can create a one-liner without list comprehension to this, go ahead and post that in the comments. Okay. Could have just taken what I had before. Okay, so I'm going to loop through that, and I'm going to do an if on it because, well, I need to. It's the count of s e modulo 2 equals 1. Yeah, so this is all setting up the condition. If I have an odd count, then I'm going to place S. And yeah, so this will end up being a one element list. And I'm just going to grab element 0 of that list. Yeah, this list comprehension is going to produce a list consisting of one integer, that one integer being the odd value. And I'm going to take that odd value list, get index 0 of it, the only element, and return it. So using list comprehension in an unnecessary way, only really necessary to produce the one-liner type of situation. I think I can really do a one-liner by getting rid of this as well. But let me make sure my syntax is good by running this. That's good. That works. So there's version number 2. And let me just go ahead and condense a little bit further. This should be good and okay. Replace the variable with the function call. That's good, that's good. And yeah, pretty obvious that it would be good, but you gotta stay humble in coding. You can't just always assume, oh, this is gonna be great, blah, blah, blah. I'm humbled every damn day with this stuff. This ain't easy. All right. Yeah, this is, I guess, version 3. So there's your list comprehension there, and check that out, memorize it, whatever. Take it, pass it, get the points, whatever, and do your own cool version that's way better than this one. But That's all I got for you right now. Got a couple of solutions. This is it. And with that, I am Ghost. I'm out of here. See y'all later.